Hey everyone.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome. Thanks for joining us on Designing Adobe XD. Happy Friday to everyone.
Happy Friday. I'm Sam Anderson.
Yep, and I'm Alex Paterick. And we're both designers on XD. We're trying to fill in for Talon today. We'll try our best.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah.
No worries. We can for sure take the wheel on this one.
Big shoes to fill. But yeah, today we're going to be chatting about...
Talon's here. He tunes in. So he's in the chat. You can see him there.
Always present.
Always.
Give the people what they want.
Lovely.
Thanks for joining us, Talon. Today we're going to be chatting about a super exciting feature in XD that got put into place a couple
months ago.
Mm-hmm. It's the keyboard and gamepad support in XD for prototyping. Allows you to do really cool things. And we're going to show how you can use that today, and Sam is going to give us a taste of something you can do outside of the box of XD.
Yeah, some little hacky things. If you tuned in to when I streamed a couple months ago or so, I teased that a little bit. Hey to everyone in the chat, Tim as always, Brittany, Zarab, Moiner, Talon of course, Cars, I remember you from my streams in the past. Joe, thanks all for joining so much. This is impeccable. Great to have this awesome turnout.
Yeah, this is great. Where is Talon today? Do we know?
I don't know where Talon is. I haven't seen him.
I don't know where he's chatting from, but
yeah, who knows?
Wherever you're at, Talon. Thanks for being here too.
Yeah, and to the whole rest of the XD team, there's a lot of people that maybe you've seen come on the streams at various times. We're actually all around the world, but we're streaming from the San Francisco office right now. If you're wondering where we're coming from, we would love to hear where in the world you are coming from, watching this stream.
Where's everyone coming from?
Yeah, that would be fascinating. Perhaps you're staying up late if you're on the other side of the world. Yeah. Who knows?
Just listening to us as you fall asleep. It's perfect. The perfect calming.
I don't know about that, but I wouldn't listen to me. Oh God, no.
I watch Bob Ross videos on
Oh
YouTube
my God, Bob Ross. Do you actually?
That's
a great idea. Like a playlist of them that it just goes through infinitely.
All of them are on YouTube, and it just it'll play through.
Does anyone else do that?
Puts me right to sleep.
Yeah. Cool.
And he's so positive.
I actually put on prototyping videos, and I listened to. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Talon, Howard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
But we're gonna do some crazy prototyping stuff today. So if you're new to XD, if you've never prototyped before, or if you want to learn what's the latest with keyboard shortcuts and keyboard triggers and gamepad triggers inside XD, we're gonna dive into all of that today.
Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. And I think as always, I like to do a little rundown of XD in general, just so if people are joining for the first time, just catching the stream, maybe we just chat a little bit about what XD is, what it's good for, and just give you a high level and get you into it.
Thanks for saying where y'all are from. Utah, Nigeria. Oh my gosh,
it's all over.
Hardcore. Wow. Okay. Lovely. Thanks for all that. That's great to see. Yeah, you should see these XD controllers. They're branded XD controller. They're Xbox controllers, but we have a little branding mark on there that we got.
Fantastic.
The team got these in preparation for.
Zoom in.
Oh, they're gonna do a zoom in. Here we go. You ready?
Oh, there it is. Ooh, fancy.
Got these in preparation for the feature of being able to prototype with these guys.
I've always been an Xbox fanboy myself.
I've never really played games that much.
Really?
I'm kind of the oddball on that one.
I would have assumed you did. Just our whole team are mostly gamers.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's cool.
I
know Talon loves him some Overwatch.
Okay. Favorite games, anyone?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good question.
I mean, that's so on topic. Let's talk about your favorite video games.
Absolutely. But you can use these to prototype non-game experiences or anything, actually.
100%.
Star Wars. Okay.
You got a PS4 as a gift, so you were gifted into being a PS4 dude, Paco. Okay, I gotcha. I got you. Battlefront's a great game.
Lovely.
Ooh, the new Halo does look pretty incredible. Yeah, and to Talon's point, games do have really good UI.
I wouldn't know.
At least the good games do. They're always like really delightful to play with and move around with, and don't really confuse you throughout the process.
Yeah, and so I mean, that's like props to the UI designers and motion designers at companies like Ubisoft or wherever they're making games, and hopefully now with our new feature of supporting these guys, being able to use XD to actually prototype what those menus feel like and be able to test them with people like right on the fly. Some of the
developers actually like told us that they use these the new prototyping features, and we like went and showed them before we released it, and they were just obsessed with it and used it to actually prototype their like UI menus in the games and things like that, which is like really
cool. Really cool. So like the top designers at like EA, Ubisoft are using the same tools that we're going to show you how to use today. So pretty rad if you ask me. Yeah.
So maybe we kick things off with just showing
some XD basics.
Yeah, let's do a little bit of XD basics. So the overall idea of XD is you can design things, you can prototype them, and then you can share them out to whoever your stakeholders are, to yourself, to whoever. And this is XD. This is what we're looking at right now.
Cool.
To start things off, you get this start screen, which you can select a template up front, or you can do a custom-sized one. And then you have all your other sort of subcategories of documents, like your cloud documents or documents that were shared with you. So once you create a document, you're in here. You have all your tools. You have your property inspector on the right.
One of the things that's nice about XD that might be a little bit different from other Adobe tools if you're new to this is it's contextual. So depending on what you have selected, that sidebar will change, and the software is trying to be like adaptable to whatever environment you're in. So we can make screen designs in here, and we can prototype them together. We can design them, right? You have some initial things really tiny on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought maybe we would I'd prep a little bit with the classic of PacMan, and maybe we can build a little pseudo PacMan, which will be really funny to play on an Xbox controller because that just doesn't make sense. But we're gonna do it anyway. And,
why not? Yeah.
Just kind of show off a couple of the features that you can get away with this. So this was actually pretty fun to set up. I made a couple symbols. So I took a screenshot of just like a PacMan game that I found on the internet, and pretty much just replicated it.
Nice.
And then I used the handy dandy repeat grid to make all the dots. So
what?
Yeah, really.
And then the like wall separators are just going on top of the repeat grid. Wow.
Yep.
Looks slick.
So
I like that.
Pretty basic. If you look at the layers, it's really there's not a whole lot going on. This is it.
That's very simple.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
I think one of the fundamentals of like auto animate and prototyping is planning ahead for what you're going to be doing and setting up your document accordingly. It's not necessary. You can wing it and get really great results still. But one of the small details is I have this this black box that is just a tail on the PacMan, because what we're going to show is how we can make this guy move, and then we want to have this tail eating the dots right behind it.
Oh, and you'll use auto animate, which animates the same elements across two artboards to basically just grow that box and effectively eat the dots. Okay,
yep.
That's awesome. That's a really clever way of making them disappear. Because if you were to go to the next artboard and just delete those dots individually, right? They would just kind of like fade out. It would dissolve.
Yeah. And then I would also have to break my repeat grid, which I don't want to do.
And you don't want to do that. So
So
this is actually that's a really smart way of handling that.
You can actually show the results of both. So let me ungroup my repeat grid just so we can do this all and do it all at the end of it.
Yeah.
No, that was already broken. Oh yeah, because I did that on the master component.
Okay, cool.
So what we're going to do is we have these two screens. We're going to head over to prototype mode and wire these two up. And what I'm going to do now is I'm connected to my gamepad just through Bluetooth. I'm I'm gonna select my key and gamepad trigger. Gonna go into this field, and I'm gonna hit should we maybe do the D-pad instead of the thumbstick because it seems more arcadey.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do right D-pad over, and you can see it populates in there. Then we're gonna do an auto animate. So
Cool.
the things between the two just auto animate.
And you have the whole artboard selected here, so you know it's just going from one artboard to the next.
Yep. And then I'm gonna do that thing where I'm gonna move it over, and like you were saying, if I just delete these things,
Let's see what that looks like. Yeah.
go here, grab my game.
Watch this closely.
Ooh,
Whoa.
that. Oh, you know what I did wrong.
Oh, what is it?
I have this as a. I need to break this. I had it as a component and an instance, and that didn't like it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Doing things live.
Figuring it out. Yeah, I mean, a lot of auto animate is kind of just working with what you have and playing it over again and adjusting it just until it feels like emotionally right. It's kind of just this intuitive gut feeling with some of these animations.
This is gonna give me trouble, isn't it?
I think it's because you ungrouped the repeat grid is giving you some problems with
Oh, I see.
all the numbers, right?
Oh, they're all layered, named the same.
It's a lot of layers. Yeah.
So that's another good thing. How auto animate works is layers that have the same name it'll correspond and match to fix the transition. So because I have
ellipse of 1 like 100 times, yeah,
it's given it fits.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it just looks for the same layer name. So if anything's ever not working for you on XD's auto animate feature and it's not animating the way you would expect, make sure that the element that you're animating on both artboards has the same layer name. That's a great place to start.
I'm not sure if this might be a lot of work to fix it in this scenario because it's a little bit of an extreme one, but
yeah,
I think
maybe we just go back to the repeat grid and do it the way with the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So the PacMan moves.
PacMan moves.
Exactly what we want.
Will deleting them work? We'll see. No.
Oh.
So
Wow.
we'll have to do it the way we wanted to do it anyway. So.
Yeah. That was an example of how not to do it. Yeah. We'll maintain the repeat grid and we're just going to cover it with a black box.
Cool. Okay, so how I wanted to do it is I want to move my PacMan guy over here, take my black box, move it this way, and then hope that everything doesn't do what it did before.
I think you're good with this one because you have the repeat grid going now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Boom.
Boom.
Oh, look at that. Can we slow it down?
And
Just so we can, show off that.
Yeah, let's do 5 seconds.
What is the speed of PacMan? That is the question. I think
my
PacMan
tail.
goes a little faster than that.
My tail's not keeping up with them.
Yeah.
So that's a good way how I troubleshoot some animations. I just put it like super slow, see if there's any little bugs like that, and then I can make the correction later.
That's a good tactic.
So let's go 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
And that's probably even overkill.
Ooh, okay.
He's really easing.
Yeah,
into
he's
that
got
too.
some easing inside. The easing becomes really apparent. That slow in, slow out, like when it really just kind of comes to a close, that's called easing.
Do you think a snap or none would be best?
None. I don't think PacMan has any easing. Traditional PacMan, at least.
Kind of want to.
I mean, unless you want snappy PacMan, snappy Pac. I don't know.
Snapman.
Snapman. Oh, there you go.
Ooh,
wow.
He does a little floaty.
He does like a
yeah.
little, it comes back, right?
We're gonna do none. And we're gonna go.
Do none.
1 second.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna be the sweet spot. Even that's slow.
Can you hear the noise in your head? Because I don't know. I just you played that and I heard that repeating noise.
Oh, totally.
In my head immediately.
Cool. So the next step for this would be, so this is gonna be like a two-parter here, right?
Okay.
We're gonna duplicate this again. So now we want to, once this gets to this position, we want to automatically go here on a time. And then we're going to do 0 seconds because we want it to go instantly. Or actually, we're going to do, instantly. And then we want him to rotate a little bit. So we're going to go back to 0.25 seconds.
This is a really quick just rotation, right? Okay.
And then just want him to go up. So he's going to do that. And then he's sort of going to wait and see.
Do we then wait for input on the next direction?
Yep.
From the
So once he rotates, then we will he'll sort of just wait there until I press the up key.
Anissa is mentioning in the chat we need an animated component of PacMan with his mouth opening and closing, and I completely agree. And we'll have to see on that one. Yeah.
There's some things in the works.
Things are in the works. Yeah, we can definitely say that much.
We're gonna do this, and so I actually have to create a new black box, right?
Yep.
Actually, I'm gonna create it over here. Notice this guy's kind of way. So I'm gonna create it right there, this way.
Same thing as before.
Yep.
Just a new box, right?
Get rid of that border. I'm actually just for the ease of making sure the layers are all the same name, just delete that, and then you can move up here.
Duplicating artboards is going to be your best friend when doing any sort of auto-animate from
100%.
artboard to artboard. Just duplicate, work from there.
Sometimes it's just easier just to delete and make the quick changes that you had.
Yeah.
So then right up here, we're just gonna hit the D-pad up. Ooh, we got
an inlay, yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, I gotta be careful. Okay, let's try this out now.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. So I have the right trigger goes there, and then he makes the turn. I'm wondering if he should make the turn only once I decide on a direction.
Like after you commit and then it goes. I think you're right, because you could go either direction actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's make sure the other thing works.
And it works. Look at that. Oh wow.
Now we just have to do every single possibility of every single turn exponentially until we have a complete.
Theoretically, you could do that.
Yeah,
in
this
XD.
one it wouldn't be that hard. Oh, they would be that hard.
It would. Yeah.
It'd
It would be a lot of paths.
Yeah.
But if you really wanted, you could make PacMan NXT.
You could. I don't recommend it, but you could.
And it would run in the web, so you could send it to your friends. You can make your own custom PacMan.
That would.
If you want, you don't have to do every single path. You could just make like a fun path, and then you just send it to your friend or something. Be like, I made a custom PacMan. Why not?
You know what I'm noticing about this though?
What?
We don't have the big guys in here.
Oh, there's the big ones. I forgot about that.
Did I set this up right?
Are there any other features we're missing? In the chat, feel free to chime in. Not sure if we'll be able to make every single feature of PacMan, but
Yeah, where are the ghosts? Where's the cherry floating around?
Yeah, there are a lot of components, aren't there?
So what's nice about this is I set this up in a component. So it's on all my other boards, and I don't have to redo any of that work.
Did everyone realize how cool that what Alex just did was? He just made a change on the component. He's using the component on every single artboard, and it just propagated throughout the eternity of the universe.
It's when planning ahead pays off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have to go to every single artboard and paste these, and it would be
Well, you could. I mean, if you were in the situation where you need to paste on all the artboards, if you select all of them, hit Command V, it'll paste in the same place on each one, which is actually
That's a good point.
a neat little feature. It's one of my favorite little hidden features. Yeah.
Yeah, this is essentially, I'm not going to go through the entire thing. It's a lot of doing this over and over again until you get what you want. So I think people understand the point. But just wanted to show off some cool things with the controller, how that works, and then maybe we can head off to what Sam wants to show.
Okay.
He has some really cool stuff that he's been playing around with.
Okay. I'm gonna show you this first with a caveat. This is not just an XD prototype. I'm using a third-party tool for the Mac called Better Touch Tool, and with that caveat, I will then launch into this fun prototype, which is actually using drawing gestures as a trigger in Adobe XD prototypes. And we're actually using the same feature that Alex just showed us how to use. And so this is a really simple one, but just to demonstrate, you can draw a shape, and then our XD prototype goes to that shape in our design. And we'll get a picture-in-picture view pretty soon, so you can actually see what's going on my trackpad. But what's really fun is that we can just draw any of these after tapping with 3 fingers, and XD is actually able to
that's so cool,
to like recognize that. So, and it's not all magic. I'll explain how this is actually working. And so I'll exit out of full screen here, and I'll show you what the setup is. And so this is the setup in XD, and we're actually listening in XD for some keyboard triggers. And that doesn't make sense. Sam, you're using a trackpad. You're not using the keyboard at all. What are you talking about? Well, I mentioned this other tool, which is called Better Touch tool. And in here, it's like a productivity tool, right? You can enhance any kind of workflows that you would like, and it can map certain like interactions to other like keyboard shortcuts to other app actions and other apps.
Cool.
It's like a power tool.
I didn't know about
productivity.
This until you showed me this earlier. And
it's really fun, and it's not limited to just like drawing on the trackpad. Like you could set up keyboard shortcuts to do like run an application and get you like an image and like automate a whole thing. So what we're doing is actually pretty rudimentary. But over here, and they have a free trial. That's what I'm on. If you'd like to try it out for the Mac, there are similar tools for Windows. Just look up like Better Touch tool alternatives for Windows, and you might be able to find a few. So here we're in the sidebar here. We're specifying that we're making an action for XD specifically, so that this will actually only run when we're inside XD. And then they have this. We can select trackpad as like our interaction point. And basically the first thing we need to do is set up a 3-finger tap to initiate that drawing mode. Because Better Touch tool is actually the one that's initiating that drawing mode, seeing that shape that you make, and then putting in through your system a keyboard shortcut that then XD is picking up on. So there's a different keyboard shortcut for each shape that it's picking up on. So we're setting up a 3-finger tap to start the recording slash mouse gesture. It also works with mouse. And that's just kind of added here. You can add it among many other actions, and we'll hint at some other ones as well. So we set that up, and then we go to our drawings tab, and here's where all those specific drawings are. And you can see, if you look in this little right-hand panel, we see that the triangle is triggering the T keyboard press. It's just simulating the press as if you were to press it on your computer. Circle is C, square is R, squiggle is S, and the way we create a new one, we hit plus, and then it allows you to create a new shape. So if we wanted to add an octagon, we could. That's really difficult. I don't know how practical that is, but I'm. Let me just draw an octagon real quick.
Anytime you want to go to prototype mode, you have to draw an octagon real quick. That's great.
I love it. I'm not going to do that. But you can see I've set those up. You really just draw on your trackpad, and it recognizes it. And you can actually, they have like a little like AI model in there, so you do it as many times as you'd like, and then it learns like how you draw this shape.
Whoa, that's
so
clever.
It can recognize when you do it later. And so it's doing a keyboard shortcut. It could do a lot more, but we're not going to mess with that yet. So basically, in XD, we're listening for those keyboard shortcuts, and then we're auto-animating to these other artboards where they're just simply bigger, where the shapes are simply bigger. And so we're able to get that effect of tap with 3 fingers.
There's hand cam.
Tap with 3 fingers. And then we can just draw any shape that we want. Let me exit out here. It's not working. There we go. I don't think I can be full screen. But tap with 3 fingers, draw the shape, and I have the squiggle one as, let's try that. Squiggle 1, triangle 1. And of course, this is just a demo to show how it would work. You could actually build this into like a drawing app, let's say, and simulate like how your drawing app would actually kind of like read different gestures.
Yeah, it's
and
super
have
cool.
that trigger in XD, which is just a really fun like hack, right?
Yeah, like you could do any sort of input probably and map it to that.
Any sort of input. This is really just one example that I think shows really well. With Better Touch Tool, they have support for lots of different inputs here. So you could do like custom gestures, which is one we looked at. It even supports like Bluetooth connections. So like one of these guys, let's say you turn it on and you have your XD prototype running, you can actually set it so that when Bluetooth connection is received or disappears, like go to a new screen of a prototype. So you could like virtually turn on your game, then use your controller to like use the rest of your game. Even touch bar, I'll show you what I've done. I've hacked a little button. This is a photo I just took before the stream where I added a paste appearance because that has a keyboard shortcut attached to it. So I'm actually like made my own like custom XD touch bar tool.
In the app, you can say, take like this sequence of keys that I'm holding down and then assign it to an actual touch bar event.
Yeah, so I'll go to the touch bar tab here, and here we have it. Basically, I made a new one, and basically, touch bar, it creates a new button. You can label the button and give it whatever icon you want, and then you just give it the keyboard shortcut, and it'll just appear there. And I have it so it's only appearing in XD, because that's the only place I would ever use that shortcut.
Yeah.
And so now, if I create, two shapes, and one of them has like some sort of special appearance, right? And I copy that. That's just with normal copy. And perhaps I don't want to do the complicated shortcut to paste. I can just hit that button that's on my touch
so
bar.
cool.
I'm just tapping. If you look at my, that's our hacky picture view. Yeah, so it's up here. You can't see it on the view there, but I think you get the idea. And so any XD tool that has a keyboard shortcut assigned, you could actually kind of like hack your own workflow. Just the other day, I was trying to figure out my own flatten image shortcut by basically, there's this one, basically you can copy and paste into preview. Like inside preview, you can do new from clipboard.
Oh, nice.
And then basically that takes whatever you had copied in XD and opens it in preview. And then I could copy that from preview and then paste it back into XD, and it would be a flattened form, right? If you have a design that for some reason you need to be flattened. I was trying to figure out a way to automate that into like one stroke, and I got really close, but I'm not quite there yet. So, but you can imagine, like if you wanted, you could even like take this to another level and write your own script that listens for events that are being published on some like web server, and as long as it results in a keyboard shortcut, it'll work. So you could have something listening for like news feeds or like different APIs. If you actually have that ability to write those kinds of scripts, you could actually like really hack this.
Yeah, I'm imagining
to make XD really smart.
I'm imagining using my Arduino board.
Yeah,
with all
you can totally use
inputs,
Arduino,
and then mapping all the outputs to a key, and then maybe the app has native support for it. Potentially, I'm not sure. But yeah, just mapping that through processing or something like that, and then getting some like potentiometers and being able to like turn knobs and actually affect your prototype with like assigning it to a drag event would be so cool.
Yeah. And so just to show you again, like basically it's quite easy to set this up. You could use, if you've ever gotten an Apple TV or like one of those like remotes, it can recognize that. So if you want to control, maybe, I don't know. You want to control your prototype using a little remote. If you're presenting like up in front of your colleagues, like you could just assign this remote to do like the right arrow key or something that will advance your prototype, and then
like a presentation clicker.
Yeah, and then you're using XD as
super
cool. Way better than Keynote, right? Version. Yeah,
100%.
So lots of flexibility there.
I kind of want to give that a try.
I think everyone should go out and try hacking with the keyboard hacks. Some people are happy. Sam the hack is back. Love it. Yeah. So I teased at some of these hacks on another stream. People love this, and I think hacking XD can.
Talon's got us covered. He's gonna do this.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Awesome. But that's about it in terms of what we have available to show for you today. We want to see what you make. Absolutely, just send it over to us on Twitter, or really anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm sam.design on Twitter, SAMDOT design. So feel free to send them my way. I can give you my feedback for sure.
Yeah, I would love to see what people would do with this. You can get so creative with it.
Absolutely. Send them to me. I'll show them to Alex too, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
that's about it for our streaming. I'm sure we'll be back at a later point, pushing this even further. Thanks for the link, Tim. Appreciate that. And we're excited for what is in store for the future of prototyping.
So many things.
It's only going further, guys. It's going to be remarkable.
Yep. Thanks for joining us, and have a great weekend, everyone.
Peace out, everyone. Bye-bye.